So I can type in something like +1 might and +1 magic for all magical characters. And then when I hit return, it's going to replace might with the icon, magic with the icon, and make magical into that special text. I have been using Dextrous now for just a few hours, and in fact, I haven't even subscribed yet, but I will subscribe. I'm still just trying to figure out things, and what I really like about it is this whole import from Google Sheets option so that you can set up everything Google Sheets and have it import and just automatically update your cards. This is my sheet. It's very chaotic. I've got all this math going on. I've got all this other stuff. I'm going to be changing some things, but in the process of this, I've created my Dextrous sheet. Now, this is the sheet I'm going to import. Well, first we're going to download as a CSV, and then I'm going to import it into Dextrous with this button right here. What's really neat about Dextrous, though, is it has these sort of markup language. It's a JSON type format. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it to somebody who knows exactly what it is, but it's got these things like if you want to include a PNG, so a little sprite or a little texture, a little image rather than text, you can type this in right here. However, I didn't necessarily want to have to type that in or remember to type that in. And instead, I wanted to be able to type in the word like might and have that automatically change to the texture I want, them in this case, might.png. Or in another case, I might say magical. And in this case, I want magical to have a prefix and a suffix. And this is going to be the code that I believe we need to use in order to change the text inside a string. So hopefully that makes sense. There are some really good videos where you can see all of this in action by the Dextrous folks here. I don't yet know this guy's name, but maybe I will soon enough. So I can type in something like +1 might and +1 magic for all magical characters. And then when I hit return, it's going to replace might with the icon, magic with the icon, and make magical into that special text. And so now let me show exactly how I did this. So I've got my cards. This is my sheet. This is the ones I'm going to go crazy with. This is the Dextrous sheet. This is the one that's going to be formatted properly for the import into the system. And then I've got these two other sheets here. We have the prefix suffix replace and the full replace. This is column A through C, the lookup value, the prefix and the suffix. Pretty straightforward. You can add as many as you want here. And then we have the full replace value. Similar, we've got the lookup word and the replacement word. Now, these aren't case sensitive. The code we're going to be using is not case sensitive. It will change and keep and retain the case that you're using. Now, in the full replace, you are doing a full replace. So you're not doing a prefix suffix. You're going to replace this word with that word. In this version, you're going to be adding a prefix and suffix, and the case sensitivity doesn't exist. So that whatever case of the input word you have is going to be retained in the final output. Now, importantly, if you have say magical here and you also have magical here, you might want to use something like magical icon or something, so instead of saying magical, which would cause a problem between these two, you could say magical icon. And now whenever you type in magical icon, it will change instead of magical. That way you can kind of separate the two out because you probably don't want the same inputs in both of these columns. In your sheet, go to extensions and click the apps scripts. That'll load up a window that's either blank or mostly blank. And then you're going to want to put this code in. Now, clearly you can't just copy and paste this. So I'm going to put this in the Discord for Dextrous in the Q&A section. So you can copy paste from there, or just pause your screen and I'm going to scroll down, pause your screen, and get the gist of what you're going to type in. Now, the only parts that you really need to worry about is this up here. Everything else is going to do the heavy lifting for you, but these are the variables that you're going to need to change here. The first one is going to be the sheets that you're going to be searching, both the sheets and the columns. So you can only have this affect specific sheets and specific columns. You don't necessarily want every single place you put in magical or might to be affected, especially when you're trying to make the full replace and the full prefix suffix replace sheets. Now that's the other two variables. You've got the name of the sheets and the columns for these values that you're going to be looking up and replacing with. You can actually put these on the same sheet, have the same sheet name here, different columns. You can do that however you want to set up is fine. I just did it with multiple sheets. That's all you have to do. Once you hit the save button, when you change anything, this little button here is save. You can save the name as well. I named it Dextrous Scripts. And then go back to your project. When you go to your sheets that you put in there, you're going to just type in whatever you want. So we will take magic, and then boom, it will just work. It takes just a little second to do. That took a little bit more than a second, but you can keep typing as you go along. You can type might, magic, and initiative, and it's going to do those as you type. So you can just type away. Now, I wouldn't be doing a good job as an independent content producer if I didn't tell you to check out infinitypbr.com. I know this is a video about cards and tabletop games, but I also run Infinity PBR, and we sell assets on the Asset Store, the Unity Asset Store, and the Unreal Marketplace. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go here. You can click the See All Assets button and get to the Asset Store, where you'll see all of these wonderful packages. You may have seen these before if you're into video game development. We have a lot of art packages, huge bundles with tons of characters in them, all very customizable. We also have tools. North Star navigation is compass radar system, and we have game modules 4, which is the, hey, you want to make a game, a complicated game, and you want it to be a little bit easier as you go forward, then this probably will help you. That's why I'm using to make my own game. And of course, if you go back there, we also have our scripting docs. So if you are trying to learn how to use everything, there is very extensive scripting docs, including tutorials, video tutorials right here. So don't forget to check out my stuff. Thank you very specifically to Ninja Link, who helped me out with a couple questions earlier and inspired me through their tutorial to make this video. So have a great day. Bye.